So good evening everyone and welcome to this today's session of Saturday Talk by Geno Technologies. Today we have Dr. Payal Nandurkarji for our today's session. A brief introduction about Payal ji. Payal ji is a social entrepreneur, environmentalist, startup innovator. She is ex-RIL, Reliance Industries Limited, and she is a chemistry expert. She has done her PhD in chemistry from ICT Mumbai. She is a waste management consultant, R&D process innovation and scale-up, and e-waste recycler. She is the founder director of We the Recycle Company. Today she is going to speak on topic that is from trash to treasure, rethinking e-waste. Over to you, Payal madam, from here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rajesh ji. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you for considering me on your platform and inviting me for this talk. This is one of the very unique talk for me, giving a lecture at the robotic company. So something unique for me. We have done a lot of lectures in schools, colleges, and various other organizations. IT companies also we have done. But this is something different. I'm thankful to you for giving me this opportunity to present what we are doing. Maybe something may be useful to you, as you are also part of the generator. Some or the other way you are also generating electronic waste. So maybe something is useful to you from the talk. So we will start the session. We will take question answers at the end. If you have anything in between also, if you want to ask, you can ask. But mostly we will keep 10 to 15 minutes maybe towards the end. Whatever questions are there in your mind, you can ask me, not an issue. So this topic name changes a lot, but main thing is e-waste. So I do talk about electronic waste at various places. Title may vary. Sometimes it is rethinking, reorganizing electronic waste. Sometimes it is about refurbishing, recycling. So here again we are going to talk about electronic waste. So if we see ourselves from morning till the end of the day, till night we go to sleep, we are surrounded by electronic devices. Even when we are sleeping, our mobiles are on charging mode, our air conditioner at home is working. So again, even when we are sleeping, we are again surrounded by electrical and electronic devices. So energy is very, very important. 24 hours, we need this energy in some or the other form around us. So this, how we are creating treasure out of the waste that is being generated, is what we are going to discuss today, right? So if you see, there are n number of electronic gadgets available in the market today, right? These are invented for doing some purpose of our day-to-day activity, for simplifying some of our jobs, for some or the other applications. These items are available in the market. Okay, these are part of our daily life, as we have seen, right? So when we get up in the morning, first thing we do is we check our mobiles, whether we have got some important message, whether we have got some important calls or something. Nobody is calling us at night, still we open and we check कि मैंने क्या मिस किया पूरे दिन में, या पूरी रात में जब मैं सोया था तो किसका क्या important message आया, right? So we are so much addicted to all the gadgets now. We are doing lot of online purchases. So COVID has taught us so many good things about utilizing the technology in the right way. So online purchases have become very, very common now. We have also done work from home, schools from home. All our office works we were completing from home during the COVID times. This is the technology is one thing which is allowing us to connect globally. So previously, maybe 15-20 years ago, it was not so easy to connect with people who are staying away from India, but now within a fraction of a second we can do video call. So this is all technology and the development of the technologies here. So we are able to connect with everyone globally very, very easily now. This is one industry, IT or related to technical development, where there are a lot of job opportunities also, right? So this is the need for today's world. But when we see the positive side of this, there is also a negative side of it. which is called as electronic waste. So once we utilize all these items, what happens is it becomes waste. So every item has certain lifetime, right? For example, a mobile phone we may be using for more than 3 years, 5 years, not more than that. So after 3 years, 5 years, what happens? It becomes electronic waste. हमारे घर में पहले वो बड़ा टीवी होता था, right? That old model TV, CRT TV, we called it CRT TV. All those televisions still, even if it is working condition, we are not having at our homes anymore, right? So now we have got LCDs. After LCDs, LEDs. So now every homes have LED televisions. पहले हमारे घर में वो CD player होता था. Mostly every home had a CD player. So बाजार से वो CD खरीद के लाते थे, CD player में लगा के, DVD player, CD player, very very common, right? But now even if it is in working condition, those technologies are outdated because of the Netflix, all those Z cinemas, whatever things have come up, Hotstar, Disney, YouTube, सब कुछ available है एक touch पे, right? So CD players are no more required in the market. So what is happening to all those CD players which were available and which are still at some homes but not in use? So these have become electronic waste. So there are electronic waste generated in 3 or 4 different manners. One is at the manufacturing site, right? कुछ defect हो गया, manufacturing fault or rejected material. So that is one type of electronic waste. Another is during distribution or during the sale, some items go bad. कुछ गिर जाता है transportation में, खराब हो गया, warranty period में not getting repaired or whatever. So that is another. Third is when you use it and after certain age, after 5 years, 10 years, refrigerator maybe 10 years, air condition maybe 5 years, 10 years, तो उसके बाद वो खराब हो जाता है, right? So that is the third way how it gets into the waste. And the fourth is when the item is discontinued from the market, like floppy disk or the CD players or the CRT monitor, CRT TV. So these are discontinued from the market and thus because of the outdated thing, it becomes surplus and it is considered as waste item. So if I give example, in every home there are more than 28 items that are available. Every home, whether it is a small home or large, बड़े घर में शायद ज़्यादा होंगे. For example, geyser, mixer, iron, mobile chargers, television, air conditioner, refrigerator, washing machine, ये तो सब common चीजें हैं, right? So if you keep counting such common items in your home, minimum 28 items you will find in every home that are being used almost every day, okay, and that could potentially become electronic waste after certain time. Even in the offices, any large corporate, small corporate, doesn't matter. In the offices also, tea machine, coffee machine, कभी microwave होता है, right? Fan, lights, AC, ये common चीजें हैं. Computers, laptop, of course, जो desktop and laptop होते हैं, and mobiles. So all these items after a certain period of time becomes waste. So whatever is your gadget, whatever is important to you right now, maybe after certain age, it becomes of no use for you. So what happens to all those devices that are being removed from offices and homes after certain time? So globally, this is the global calculation. Maybe the slide is complicated, but I will explain it to you in a very simple manner. So total e-waste generated globally is 62 million metric tons. Okay, so 62 billion kgs of e-waste that is being generated. So if you calculate 7.8 per capita, 7.8 kg per capita per year, okay, so out of all this e-waste generated, only 22% is collected in the proper way. Less than 20% I would say collect हो रहा है. From 2010 to 2024, I would say, last 14 years, this e-waste has increased by factor of 5 times. It has increased. अगर देखेंगे तो टेक्नोलॉजी एडवांसमेंट जो हुआ है वो 2002 के बाद ही हुआ है. मेन जब मोबाइल्स आना स्टार्ट हो गए, टच स्क्रीन, एंड देन उसके बाद एकदम फास्ट डेवलपमेंट है टेक्नोलॉजी का. इंटरनेट डेवलपमेंट और ऑल द टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलपमेंट इज वेरी फास्ट हैपनिंग आफ्टर 2002, right? 2030 what we are projecting, or the United Nation is projecting, is there would be about 82 billion kgs of e-waste, which is about 8.2 million metric ton. So if you see, ये 82 अभी currently 62 and then going in the next 5 years it would be 82. So there is a rapid growth. Why this is happening? The first thing is, of course, the electronic market is growing, right? And the second is because electric vehicles are also coming up into the market. So as we grow electric vehicles into the market, there is a technology advancement into the vehicle industry, and because of which we are predicting there is a rapid growth in the electronic waste segment as well. क्योंकि बैटरी का भी लाइफ 4 to 5 years, right? So वो बैटरीज भी सारी वेस्ट में आने वाली हैं. So again, that is very, very huge market which is coming up as the waste. On the right hand side, if you see the overall economic impact, so how much, why it is called as, why I am saying that from trash to treasure, because there is a huge potential. About 37 million USD dollars are projected into this industry. Mainly if you see, there are a lot of metals, right? So if we are able to recover metals in the right way, then there is about 28 billion USD dollar worth of recovered metal. So उसके लिए जो कॉस्ट है, मेटल्स निकालने का कॉस्ट जो है वो भी यहाँ पे दिया गया है. ट्रीटमेंट विल बी अबाउट 10 billion USD. Plus there are associated markets, right? So if you recover some metal, there are other metal industries that are getting impacted. So overall, there is a huge economic impact that is associated with the e-waste management in the right manner. Our major focus is collection. If we do proper collection in the channelized manner, then we are able to recycle maximum e-waste. So collection is very, very important. Collection also, there are a lot of competitions, there is a lot of different sort of e-waste. So it is not uniform what we get. Since our focus is not only on the laptop or IT company, our focus is complete e-waste solution. So we have to get material, anything from the charger, small charger or small pen drive, to a large material such as control panel or a transformer or a DG set. So anything that is plugged and played, we are accepting, and that is counted as e-waste in our company as well. So once the material is received, we make sure that it gets checked properly. So after segregation, we check each and every material. If it is useful, we route it for the reuse in the refurbishment. And if it is completely dead, it is completely broken, and the parts are taken out and the metals are extracted. So it goes for the recycling. Recently, government has started new rules. Like, rules have come in 2016, but recent 2022 rules on the extended producer responsibility, where each and every producer and manufacturer, brands, they have to follow government compliances, and they have to make sure that whatever they are producing, a certain percentage of it gets recycled in the right manner. So we help industries to fulfill their EPR targets as well. So what we accept everything that is in this list. It could be your old IT or your commercial equipment or your household device, toys, sports equipment, gym equipment, complete electrical equipment. So all these items listed here are recycled at our facility. So we have done so far more than 800 activities in 40-45 different cities across India, mainly in the educational institutes, banks, banking sector also generate lot of waste, ATM machines, passbook printers, hospitals, hospital equipments, X-ray machine, sonography machine. So we have to educate those people as well. IT companies, of course. We are associated with more than 80 NGOs across India who are spreading the words and able to collect some or the other material. Here, main challenge that we face is the transport and the logistic. Since the small quantities are being given out as e-waste, it is very difficult for us to manage transport. So when we buy any new item, same transport cost is associated, but for the dead items or the old items, we are not able to afford. So unless we get the quantities, it is very difficult for us to give our services. So what we do is we are collaborated with more than 10 other recyclers across India. So we do services on their behalf in Mumbai. They do services on our behalf in other different cities. So because some of the companies have their offices in multiple cities and they do not want different vendor registrations for one company in different cities, different vendors they do not require. So sometimes it is very difficult for us to provide our services, but then this is how it is, that we have to work in collaboration with various people. So if you see our presence, we have done our work in Jammu Kashmir, we have done our work in Nagaland, we have also done our work in Kerala, and of course in the western region, each and every state we have covered. So we do provide as and when required by the client. We do stand up, we do find out people who are able to work with us, and we have created impressions over 20 lakh people so far. And just by doing social awareness activities, we have collected more than 200 metric tons of e-waste from different cities and routed it to the right recycler in the right city. We do provide certificate of recycling, and whatever is the government compliances, Form 6 and other things are available, that everything we do provide. And so major is simply don't dump items. These items have been purchased for a purpose. For example, air conditioner, since you have used it, just don't dump, as you are damaging nice and green environment. So rather than dumping, just consider it as your responsibility and recycle it as much as you can. So that was one message that I wanted to give, and this is a small video which I want to play for you again. So that is it from my side. If we unbalance nature, humankind will suffer. So we have to also think about our future generations. We have to keep the environment clean, which is the human right for everyone. So let us think together about our future generations and keep our cities clean, keep our offices clean, and make sure whatever we generate as a waste gets channelized into the right manner, so that we can support Digital India as well as Clean India initiative. So thank you so much. I went a little faster. Sir ने बोला थोड़ा fast करो, तो थोड़ा fast में complete किया, so that we can have more time for the question answer. We are thankful to WEEE Forum, which is the world's e-waste organization, and we are also part of Prevent Waste Alliance, which is a European alliance, and we are thankful to CPCB for giving us license, and we are working together hand in hand for our foundation as well as for the company to make sure that we together we work towards sustainability, and whatever is requirement as an education or as a corporate service, we are there to support each and everyone. So thank you so much everyone, and I'm here open for the question answer session now.
Now, what are your capabilities? Like basically as a company, you are capable in-house capabilities. You are separating the e-waste and you are taking out the metals. You mean you are melting out the metals, and what do you do exactly? What are your capabilities as manufacturing,
so
as a recycling?
Yeah, so the company is 3-year-old, so we are also still working as a startup mode. So we are not a full-fledged big organization or into the business mode. We are into the startup mode. So currently we are extracting aluminum, copper, those things. we are doing R&D on gold extraction as well as rare earth metal extraction. We currently do not have commercial facilities for any other metal extraction, but we do have our channel partners where we send our material for further processing.
Okay, so you you start extracting the aluminium and other things, but you are in the process to establish gold extraction and other things, right?
Correct.
That's what you are doing.
Correct.
Right. Okay. Then next question is basically is mobile. For example, you get a mobile. How do you recycle it? Do you open and take out parts or you crush it like that? We will be interested in that because I have a proposal in one of the places I do business outside India. So we have an offer for, say, an Apple phone. They're getting a Hodes Apple phone. They want to get recycled and they wanted to recycle it and give it back. We are afraid to crush it because we don't know that it explode or something like that. We don't know.
Yes. So I agree with you.
Yeah.
Directly crushing first is reduces value. Of course, second is there is hazard associated with it because of the battery. And you lose the important parts as well. So currently we are personally, I am also not working on mobiles. Very few mobiles we have done in past, but we are also not doing because of the IMI number. Okay, so because of the safety reasons, we have heard some of the issues that have happened in past because of the refurbishing and selling back into the market the IMI number to the informal segment. That is one thing. But I would suggest, if completely want to destruct or recycle, the best thing is to open it, remove the parts, glass parts, because it will be very difficult to remove glass parts once it is crushed. So separating this will again get costly. So remove the parts. Your motherboard or whatever your board will be separated from the metal body and the glass part, and then you can recycle. So board which has the major component, major metal parts, that can be clubbed together and can be recycled. So my suggestion would be to open it, to separate the parts and then recycle it.
Okay, how do you see the waste electronic recycling in India? What is the scope? What is the stage at which it is there compared to, say, USA? Let us take some advanced countries. And what is the stage India is in? And how do you see the future of waste electronic recycling in India?
So electronic recycling in India, if you see, less than 15% is recycled at present. In India, it is completely dominated by the informal segment, which are the kabadi walas or raddi wala, bhangar wala, all those people. These people have very different channel to bring everything and send it to Delhi. Okay, so in Delhi there is a huge market of the informal people who buy from across India and they treat it. So they have very crude methods to extract gold. They do extract gold, but very crude method. In other countries, in developed countries, mainly Europe and USA, if you see, or Japan especially, these things are not, there is no informal way, right? In the formal way, the other thing that these people have is, if you want to recycle, say, a laptop in the US, you have to pay. So person will come to your home, they will pick up, but you have to pay either $32 or $40, something you have to pay, less than $40. But because I remember when I was in the US, I had given my laptop for recycling and it cost me some $32, $35. So we have to pay for recycling. In India, people would not pay. Okay, people will just dump into the garbage, but they will not pay for recycling. In fact, they will expect something कि मैं मेरा 1 लाख का लैपटॉप दे रहा हूँ, आप मुझे कितना दोगे? ये मुझे 500 दे रहा है, ये 700 दे रहा है, आप 1000 दो तो आपको देता हूँ. So this is the mentality of people. Even the corporates, we are working with corporate and we are very surely we are aware, unless it is an MNC, Indian companies would not prefer to give anything for free. So paying money is a different part, but even free भी कोई नहीं देगा. They will expect कि हम उसका कितना पैसा दे रहे हैं. So if some other recycler or if some other person is giving even 500 or 1000 rupees extra, they will say, I don't care about your certificate, I just want my money, and they will give it to the other person. And this is why the there is a lot of challenge in India to have a formalized recycling industry. So ये मेजर डिफरेंस है कि वहाँ पे हमें पैसा देना पड़ता है रिसाइकलिंग का और यहाँ पे रिसाइकलर को ही पे करना पड़ता है. लाइक वी हैव टू पे एज अ रिसाइकलर टू बाय रॉ मटेरियल फ्रॉम पीपल. सो दिस इज वन ऑफ द मेजर डिफरेंस व्हाई रिसाइकलिंग इंडस्ट्री इतना ग्रो नहीं हुआ है. अनदर थिंग इज टेक्नोलॉजी एडवांसमेंट इज नॉट देयर बिकॉज जो यूएस यूरोप में जो कॉस्ट इनको मिल जाता है कस्टमर से, उसकी वजह से दे कैन अफोर्ड द हाई स्टैंडर्ड इक्विपमेंट्स. whereas in India all the जुगाड़ू methods people are doing and जो कुछ थोड़ा बहुत रिसाइकल हो गया एंड देन बाकी का, बिकॉज पैसा बनेगा ही नहीं, आपने रॉ मटेरियल खरीदने में आधे से ज्यादा पैसा लगा दिया और फिर आपने रिसाइकल किया, उसमें प्रोसेस में पैसा लगा दिया, तो आपके मीन्स द प्रॉफिट मार्जिन इज वेरी वेरी लो, बिकॉज ऑफ विच people are not entering, many people are not entering. But in the recent years, what had happened after 2016, those EPR rules had come, which people have not followed at all. But 2022, EPR rules have been amended by government, and it has become compulsory for each and every manufacturer and importer of electronic gadget to get your things recycled from a authorized recycler only. Because of which the demand of recycling has been increased a lot and recyclers are less in the market. So demand is into the lakhs of, I would say, lakhs of tons, और capacity, जो total capacity है वो thousands में ही है अभी तक. So because of which each and every recycler is getting work from some or the other brands. So this difference is getting created by government now. Means वो जो difference है जिसकी वजह से रिसाइकलर को थोड़ा बेनिफिट हो रहा है बिकॉज ऑफ द ईपीआर. सो नाउ रिसाइकलर्स आर गेटिंग बेनिफिटेड बिकॉज ऑफ द ईपीआर. दे आर गेटिंग बेनिफिटेड बाय ब्रांड्स एंड मैन्युफैक्चरर्स. सो लायबिलिटी इज नॉट ऑन द इंडिविजुअल कंज्यूमर. सो अगर आप और मैं, आपका और मेरा मोबाइल या लैपटॉप खराब हुआ घर पे, सो वी आर नॉट लायबल टू रिसाइकल इट एज एन इंडिविजुअल. बट अगर आपने HP या Lenovo का लैपटॉप लिया है तो Lenovo कंपनी इज लायबल टू रिसाइकल इट. सो दे हैव टू पे टू रिसाइकलर्स टू गेट द सर्टिफिकेट. सो बिकॉज ऑफ विच रिसाइकलर्स आर मेकिंग गुड मनी. और अभी अगर देखेंगे तो इन द लास्ट 3 years number of recyclers have been doubled in India and the capacities have also been increased. And there are certain ways to do the collection in the right manner, क्योंकि इन सबको अभी गवर्नमेंट का कंपल्शन आ गया है, because of which all these people prefer कि उनका e-waste जो है वो एक प्रॉपर चैनलाइज पर्सन के पास जाए. So these things are happening but it will take time. So of course still we are far behind than what Japan or Europe or US is doing, or of course China is also doing, but still we are far behind. करंटली गवर्नमेंट ने कुछ 20% का नॉर्म रखा है कि जो भी आपने मैन्युफैक्चर किया था लास्ट 5-10 years में, उसका 20% आपको रिसाइकल हुआ ऐसे दिखाना है. बट स्लोली दोज नॉर्म्स आर इंक्रीजिंग बाय गवर्नमेंट एंड आई थिंक इन द नेक्स्ट 3 years दोज नॉर्म्स विल रीच 50%. And during that time, I guess recycler will have much more benefit, and we will see a proper trend of recycling industry growing into the market.
So,
yes, sir.
Very good presentation, madam. So I have one question. Actually, you are talking about curbing the nuisance of e-waste. You are also talking about bringing it into the formal economy with respect to the circular economy, and that is the trust of the government. And thirdly, how do we make it commercially viable that people get interested doing this business? So with these 3 questions, what do you feel should be the government regulation or the scheme or something specified in this direction which can help people to channelize in this business with a very, very thoughtful gesture? So do you have any representation to the government on this?
So currently there is this material MRAI, which is the Material Association. They do represent, we are part of it, and they do represent to the government. I am also part of government's CII Waste to Wealth committee. So of course, there are ways where we are approaching government through our actual problems. See, government has created EPR portal. Still, there are few things that are lacking in the EPR portal. For example, I would just give one example. You will understand it very quickly. Government has EPR portal for plastic. Government has EPR portal for battery waste and the EPR portal for e-waste and oil and other rubber and other things. What happens is plastic waste, जो लोग प्लास्टिक क्रिएट कर रहे हैं उनको उसका क्रेडिट मिल रहा है EPR पोर्टल पे. इन आवर केस इन e-waste there is about 20 to 30% plastic being generated, but हमें कोई उसका क्रेडिट नहीं मिलता है because it is a part of e-waste. So हमारा क्रेडिट हमें किसमें मिलता है? आयरन, एल्यूमिनियम, कॉपर एंड गोल्ड, ये 4 चीजों का हमें क्रेडिट मिलता है अगर हम लोग रिकवर करते हैं तो. बट वी आर नॉट गेटिंग एनी क्रेडिट फॉर द प्लास्टिक दैट वी आर जनरेटिंग. So it is very simple, but there are certain loopholes in the government platform as well. But it is getting, we give suggestions. It is getting amended every time. So 2022 में तो बहुत अच्छे rules आए हैं जिसकी वजह से all the recycling industries are getting benefited of it. But still there are few more things क्योंकि जो rules हैं वो सिर्फ formal लोगों को ही है. Once government puts stringent norms on the informal sector को completely बंद कर दिया तो there is a way that formal industry will grow. But I think putting rules only for the formal industry is not going to work. There has to be some strict penalties and strict laws for the informal sectors that are present currently in each and every state, in each and every सिटी. तो वहाँ पे गवर्नमेंट ने कुछ रेगुलेशंस लाने चाहिए. EPR rules I think are good. Some loopholes are there. It will get with time. I think it will get modified furthermore. Plus, government has now also mandate different ministries to put their waste, whatever is getting generated, on the auction platform or tendering platform, which is by the government. Like एक GEM platform है, I'm not sure how many of you may be aware, but there is this GEM platform. All the ministries, all the banks, defense system, उन सारों के tenders या उनके सारे auctions सिर्फ GEM पे ही लगते हैं. So compulsory. So previously all these people used to sell in the informal market, but now government has made compulsory कि उनका complete documentation and certification available होना चाहिए. And because of which they have to make sure that they give to the right recycler through the GEM portal only. So GEM portal पे auction लगता है पूरे government ministries का. Plus there are other auction platforms for government organizations like ONGC है या other ministries, aviation, airport authorities, navy. So उनके सारे के auctions. Sounds good. Thank you so much everyone for joining. Thank you once again for listening to me. And if you have any questions in future, do connect with me. I would be happy to answer whatever questions you have. So thank you once again. Have a great evening. Goodbye.